Welcome to this video series on the Christian pursuit of meaning. Active engagement in the world gives credibility to our existence. Prioritizing the relevance of our thoughts and deeds makes us more mature and contribute in turn to wellness. A critical measure of perception and motivation is not necessarily what you do, but who do you do it for? Perhaps you're driven to provide the best possible for your family or for yourself. When we look at a holistic view of a righteous economy in a philosophical sense, there is a differentiation between types of work. Sociologically speaking, humans don't just form part of an ecological function, because we are so intellectually advanced that we can destroy but also restore and enhance environments. Humans are morally self-conscious. Humans are capable of even loving their enemies. Living for something bigger than ourselves, our work should enhance, ideally, the worship of God. Because living for something bigger than ourselves improves our well-being, and this has been proven statistically. But some kind of personal piety at the expense of our secular duties is hypocritical. A theology of labor informs us that our work should enhance, not distract from the gospel. Jesus' ministry was in both word and in deed. Our lives can be a great advertisement of the hope for which we live for. But you also need to make that hope known. Otherwise, you are an effective advertisement without a product. As you live for that hope, the chances are people will ask you about your faith. And what will you tell them? In the Bible, it becomes evident that satisfying and fulfilling work is freeing and more rewarding than financial compensation. Hence why we volunteer for things. We only really hate our jobs for the anxiety and the frustration that it brings. The deduction is that our trust in God frees us to work for Him. Knowing that we are part of something that is working towards a good end, a good goal, we are not as easily worried by our self-reliance and incessant desire for more, as we prepare the way for that truly good thing to materialize. That inspires us to even go to extreme lengths to faithfully represent that great cause. It may ask that we lay down our preferences, our biases, and our comforts in order to achieve something truly good. For some, it may be to go to a desperate community, locally or overseas, and to help them. Why? Well, firstly, because it may be the most fulfilling, satisfying, God-glorifying thing that you can do. Your current dissatisfaction may be because the output of your life don't fulfill your real spiritual ambitions. Secondly, we go and get involved in and when fully realizing our worth and the need of making much of God's image in us and in others, who sometimes is trapped in despair. And so we work for justice, sometimes at our own risk and discomfort, because it enlarges our souls and the souls of others. And simply because we don't want to waste our lives and help people in that same process. And so as we take up our crosses daily, we can, however, drink from God's grace, because the God who is gracious to us is in solidarity with our callings in life. And so, will you make much of Christ in your vocation and your occupation?